When the demo bomb exploded, the general perception or the promise was that this would clean up life in India in general and elections in particular, saying that parties simply won't have the amount of cash required to be able to spend the way they used to. Well, a 3-week-long India Today undercover investigation shows that this is not the case. Remember, our reporters went out to candidates who are contesting this assembly election, candidates in Uttar Pradesh and in faraway Manipur, candidates from all major political parties, caught on camera talking about how booze is flowing, how money is flowing, and how the amounts being spent are multiple times what the Election Commission allows. Remember, the EC says only 28 lakhs are involved in the investigation you're about to see. Candidates contesting on tickets from prominent national parties are boasting of how they're spending up to 4 crore rupees. I hope Naseem Zaidi and his team in India's Election Commission are watching this India Today investigation very carefully. Here it is.
कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी भारी बहुमत से उत्तर प्रदेश में विकास की गंगा बहाएगी।
कौन कहता है धर्म की लड़ाई है? अगर धर्म की लड़ाई है तो अधर्म करने वाले कभी नहीं जीते। आप पन्ने उठा करके देख लेना।
पहले चरण के तहत तो बीएसपी के उम्मीदवारों को झमाझम वोट पड़ा है।
Come elections and leaders launched roaring attacks on corruption.
जीवन में 15 साल बहुत बड़ा कालखंड होता है।
जिन्होंने रास्ता गलत अपनाया वो कभी नहीं जीते।
But a damning investigation by India Today has established these tall claims have barely scratched the surface of electoral politics. Our undercover reporters found official candidates of various parties trying to buy votes to ride to power. Atiq Ahmed Saifi is the BSP's candidate from Uttar Pradesh's 28th Moradabad constituency.
आपके दिमाग में काम होगा ना, इंशाल्लाह आपका काम कोई नहीं रोकेगा। यहाँ तो जायज नाजायज जो भी काम होगा इंशाल्लाह जी, मंत्रालय का भी कोई काम होगा तो घर बैठे आप काम होगा, बात ही करें। बैठे का हाथ का भी कोई काम होगा ना जी, वो भी काम करवा के देंगे हम। जी जी जी।
In this conversation, Saifi promised to abuse his position if he won it in the UP elections.
हमारे पास तो उल्टे काम आते हैं सब नेताओं के पास, तो बड़े से बड़े टेंडर चाहे कोई WD के हो, MD के हो, जिसके भी हो, खनन के हो, जो भी कहोगे कराएंगे हम।
Startling indeed, if voted to office on the back of bribes, Saifi would make no distinction between right and wrong. In Uttar Pradesh, the Election Commission has capped campaign spending at 28 lakh rupees per candidate. But Saifi says his bill had already crossed 4 crore rupees since he began lobbying for a ticket.
मुझे तो ये समझ लो कि जब से लगा लो इलेक्शन, जब से मैं लड़ जाऊँ, बस अब 4 करोड़ से ऊपर तो खर्च हो गया अब तक। क्षेत्र में रोजाना की गाड़ियाँ जो घूम रही हैं ना, कम से कम 5 लाख रुपए रोज का खर्चा तो उनका हो रहा है। पब्लिक का, खाने का, गाड़ियों का, चाय का, ये समझ लो हर तरह का खर्चा हो रहा है।
अभी कितनी चल रही हैं गाड़ियाँ?
गाड़ी करीब है इस वक्त 30 गाड़ी चला रही है
कैंपेनिंग के लिए। कुछ
परमिशन किया तो कुछ बगैर परमिशन के भी, ना तो वो खर्चे कहाँ से दिखाया जाएगा इतना। बस्ते भाई साहब 450 बस्ते जाने हैं, 1000 रुपये हर बस्ते में जाएंगे।
Money power seems to have deeply corroded the process across the political spectrum. Atul Garg is a Samajwadi Party candidate from Agra North. He was found soliciting funds in order to bribe voters.
तब जाके हम लोग निश्चित हो जाएंगे। वो कितने की खर्चा आ जाएगा? 1000 रुपये 20-25 लाख रुपये का जो खर्चा आएगा वो एक्स्ट्रा करना पड़ेगा।
25 lakh rupees extra for buying votes. Garg now disclosed how he would dole out cash to a backward community.
जैसे आपको सुविधा होगी छोटे से मांगे 10,000 देते हैं, उनके नेताओं को मगर दम से लगा देंगे ना 5-10, वो काम हम कर लेंगे। हमें राजनीतिक अनुभव है, तो पैसा जाएगा और क्या चीज़ जाएगी? भाई हम पैसा भी दे सकते हैं, खाना भी देंगे, मटेरियल भी देंगे, दारू भी देंगे, जो चीज जरूरी है वो देंगे।
In the neighbouring Agra cantonment constituency, Peace Party nominee Rakesh Valmiki was ready to use both money and muscle to make his way to the state assembly.
अच्छा ये तो ये और क्या खर्चा हो सकता है लास्ट टाइम पे इलेक्शन से पहले बूथ के पहले मतलब आपका स्ट्रॉन्ग रहना चाहिए ना बूथ के अच्छा करने दूसरी पार्टी ये सब लोग अपनी सक्षा में आप आपने लड़के ऐसे रहेगा कि जिस बूथ पर हमको वोट नहीं मिलेगा वहाँ वो पुलिस चलाएंगे।
Make no mistake, this rot is not limited to one state or region. Woba Joram is a BJP candidate in Manipur. Voting for the remote northeastern state begins on March the 4th. At a 5-star hotel in Delhi, Joram is seeking out a few crore rupees to ensure his victory.
अभी तक मैंने 1 करोड़ 2 लाख का जैसा
1 करोड़ 2 लाख।
हाँ 2 करोड़ अभी हाथ में होता है तो हम जीत जाएंगे।
2 करोड़ रुपए अगर आपको मिले
हाँ
तो आपकी जीत पक्की है।
जी नहीं 4 करोड़ 5 करोड़ तो जाएंगे।
4-5 करोड़ का खर्चा होगा।
लास्ट ईयर मैंने 4 करोड़ तो चला गया। फर्स्ट टाइम 2007 में 3 करोड़ चला गया और अभी थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया ना कुछ समस्या ज़्यादा हो गया ना इसलिए 5 करोड़ तो जरूर होगा।
इस बार 5 करोड़ का होगा खर्च फंडिंग करेंगे आप।
The Election Commission has limited campaign spending at 20 lakh rupees per candidate in Manipur, but Joram has worked out a budget of 5 crore rupees. Now he explains how he would spend his unaccounted for money.
ज़्यादा व्हीकल में चला जाता है।
कितना गाड़ी चलाएंगे?
हम लोग 60 गाड़ी चलाएंगे।
60 गाड़ी।
हाँ
और परमिशन कितने का है?
परमिशन तो ओनली 5 मिलेगा और एक दोस्ती में 15 लाख 20 लाख 15 लाख 20 लाख विलेज चीफ को देंगे। फिर आप सब विलेज लीडर को मैंने आपको 20 लाख दे देंगे। आपने रात में गांव का लीडर लोग आप बुलाएंगे और एक हाउस टू हाउस 3000 2000 3000 2000
इट मीन्स आप जो है कैश डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे हर आदमी को वोट को खरीद लेंगे।
हाँ
वो शराब भी बांटेंगे आप।
हाँ
बट वो अगर इलेक्शन कमीशन को पता चलेगा फिर
नहीं पता नहीं चलता। अरे हम हिल एरिया में इलेक्शन कमीशन को ज़्यादा भी नहीं आता।
Financial sweeteners continue to muddy the elections. Till vote buying and selling are fully detected, stealing an election remains a bitter reality in the world's largest democracy. With Jamshed Khan, Sushant Pathak, Mohammad Hizbullah and Syed Masroor Hassan, this is India Today's special investigation team.
Leaders cutting across the political spectrum, candidates contesting in this assembly election caught on camera by India Today, boasting and revealing how all election commission norms are being blown up in smoke. Joining us on the newsroom tonight, I want to begin by introducing former Chief Election Commissioner S.Y. Qureshi. With us on this broadcast representing the BJP, Sanju Verma. On the show tonight representing the Samajwadi Party, Juhi Singh. Vivek Kumar is a political analyst who studies Dalit affairs very closely, understands the mind of Benji Mayawati. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. I want to go across to Juhi Singh first. Before that, I want to tell our viewers just once again what this candidate from Agra, this is Akhilesh's man in Agra. He's contested on the Samajwadi ticket. He's the candidate from Agra North. Here it is, Atul Garg. He says, I have to buy 15,000 to 20,000 votes. This will require between 20 and 25 lakh rupees. The more prominent people will have to be paid 5 to 10,000 rupees each. Others we will pay lesser. This Atul Garg, Juhi, is a candidate of your party in the assembly election in Uttar Pradesh. He's openly talking about how he needs to spend money to buy votes. He wants to buy 15 to 20,000 votes. How does the Samajwadi Party react to this investigation, Juhi?
Rahul, seriously, and we'll be asking Mr. Garg, but I really don't think it's possible to buy 15 to 20,000 or any number of votes in today's democracy. People make their own judgment, and they will make their own judgment. And Mr. Garg has been less than naive enough to even say this.
Don't get philosophical on me. It's not about whether people will vote after they get paid money or not. I'm talking about a Samajwadi Party candidate from Agra North who is seeking money to buy votes. He's talking about going out and paying voters on this principle, on the promise that he's making about wanting to buy votes. Whether it works, whether voters take the money, vote for the SP or not is a whole different issue. What do you have to say about the principle, Juhi?
We'll have to talk to Ms. The principle is wrong, and you have shown the footage, and we'll speak to Mr. Garg. And I mean, yes, it's damning and it is wrong. I don't think that anybody, it's not that the Samajwadi Party supports such statements or is standing by it, and we'll talk to Mr. Garg about this. If he's done it, the footage
if he's done it means what, Juhi?
Examine it.
If he's done it means what? He's on camera saying that I have to buy 15 to 20,000 votes. What do you mean if he's done it? Why are you so ambivalent? Why is there so much ambiguity in your stand tonight?
Because there are, yes, because he said it on camera. The question is has he done it on action? And okay, the thought you told me, don't get philosophical on me. The same thing I say to you, that if he has said it, let us at least give us time to find out whether the action has taken place. It is a wrong thing to do, and of course, just give us that time at least, and then we'll come back to you as to what can be done.
Ahmed Shafi, the BSP candidate from Muradabad in Uttar Pradesh, he says, I have spent more than 4 crore rupees from the day I started. 28 lakhs is all a candidate is allowed to spend. He says every day I'm spending 5 lakh rupees with these campaign vehicles going around. He says if something wrong needs to be done, inshallah, I will get it done for you. Leaders like us get approached mainly for shady work.
Well, I think, some people boast in front of the camera.
Really then? This he doesn't know is a camera which is recording. This is a hidden camera. It's an investigation done by hidden cameras.
That is why, the clever peoples have not been caught. There is no reference of Congress. There is no reference of BJP.
Forget the BJP and the Congress for a moment. I'm asking you about the BSP. Why didn't you answer my question? I will deal with the BJP and the Congress in a moment from now.
If you are talking about our national elections, and if you are talking about whatever journalism you have done, I think there should be some representative sample to
forget
prove a
representative samples or not. I will deal with that separately.
Why not?
I'm asking you a question about what the BSP candidate is saying.
Mr. Rahul,
respond directly to my question about what the BSP candidate is saying.
If you are generalizing and maligning a political party, you should be having at least enough data to prove it.
Last time also, we had a BSP leader.
Yeah.
You were there at that time as well. Last time we had a BSP leader, again caught in a similar situation. Forget the generalization.
Why don't you punish them then?
You have to punish them.
No, why should a political party? He is talking about the day I started my political campaign. So the 28 lakh rupees is only meant for electioneering period. It is not from the day you start your political career.
No.
That's
what he says. Vivek Kumar, what are you talking about? Understand, it is like this. I have spent more than 4 crore rupees from the day I started fighting this election.
So
don't make up facts.
Fighting election does not mean that
this election.
No, when is the electioneering period starts? It starts only for 14 days.
So before that, spending 24 crores is okay?
Every political party. What about each flight of chief prime minister, each flight of the president of the BJP, each flight of the defense minister? What are you doing? How much money they are spending? Are you calculating that?
The Prime Minister travels by Indian Air Force. He is allowed to travel by Indian Air Force.
He is campaigning for a political party. Is that justified? It is unequal fight. It is unequal battle.
Okay, because the Prime Minister is flying by Indian Air Force, therefore BSP candidates should get to spend more than they are allowed to. Let the election commission go take a vote.
There should be equal battle. Why there cannot be equal battle?
What purpose is it then having the Representation of People's Act? what purpose does it serve? Having the election commission, let's wind it up, let it be a free-for-all, let India descend into Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Let I think the election commission take action and let them prove that this cassette is a fake cassette or is a real cassette. There should be investigation, and let the investigation, and after that you have actually all the right to blame a person. Before that cassette's sanctity
but why are you beginning by assuming that the cassette is false? Why can't you at least say what seems to have happened is wrong, we need to investigate? You are already assuming it. I'm
assuming because this is unequal battle.
How is it an unequal battle?
It is because there are political parties which are national political parties. They get more airtime. They have got advertisements. They have funds allotted for the advertisements. Crores of rupees, thousands of crores of rupees on advertisement. And therefore you caught a single person sitting in a corner and generalized and maligned the whole political party.
I am talking about what he's saying. He's spoken of how he spent more than 4 crore rupees.
He may boast also.
Why would he boast? He's talking about how much money he spent.
People boast.
He could boast on camera if he knows like he's being recorded.
No.
Here is somebody who's speaking on hidden camera. He doesn't know he's being recorded.
I'm telling you, when you go and ask, are you voting on the caste? People say, no, caste is not a
But that's not
issue.
the question being asked.
That is what I'm saying on camera.
He's admitting that he spent more than 4 crore rupees. If spending more than 4 crore rupees is a crime,
then there are clever people. Why clever people go
complete denial from the BSP, ambivalence from the Samajwadi Party. What do you as former Chief Election Commissioner make of our expose, Mr. Qureshi?
Rahul, I'm not surprised at all. It is shocking but not surprising because this is something we all know. In fact, you'll recall that 3 years ago I had written a book which is called An Undocumented Wonder, The Making of the Great Indian Election. I have listed 40 modus operandi of cheating which we had discovered till then. And I had mentioned in the book that they will come up, the smart people, they will come up with many more. So they are all parties across the board. They are indulging in this. This
Election
is perhaps
Commission
the only
do.
unsolved
Our
problem
investigation is now in the public domain. What can the Election Commission do? What should Naseem Zaidi and his team be doing, sir?
Well, you know, my Election Commission had demanded about 4 or 5 months ago, after they saw evidence of black money being used in Tamil Nadu by elections into assemblies. They countermanded the elections for the first time using the Article 324, and then they wrote to the government that the law of the Representation of People Act should be amended so that this power is given to Election Commission routinely, normally, so that whenever there is credible evidence of misuse of money, they should be able to cancel the election, and I think that will be the best deterrent. That is what they should be doing.
Mr. Former Chief Election Commissioner, that the current team should look at this expose and then countermand the elections in Moradabad and in Agra. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Qureshi?
Yes, even without waiting for the cancellation, without getting those powers from the government through the Act, at least they can use Article 324 once again. Once or twice, if they use it, that will be the best deterrent.
Can we run that as breaking news? Former Chief Election Commissioner S.Y. Qureshi suggesting that these elections be countermanded based on this India Today expose. Sanju Verma, there is also a BJP candidate, Woba Joram. He says, I have so far spent 1.02 crore rupees. He says, I need to spend 4 to 5 crore rupees. Last time I spent 4 crore rupees. It's more expensive now. He says, we are running 60 vehicles every day. We are permitted to run only 5. We distribute 15 to 20 lakh rupees to each village chief. We go house to house distributing 2,000 to 3,000 rupees. It's not just the SP and the BSP. The BJP candidates seem to be doing exactly the same, Sanju Verma.
Yeah, Rahul, I fully take on board the fact that the nexus between muscle power, money power and corrupt politicians has existed for ages, and it's not going to change overnight. But one thing which I would like to highlight here is that thanks to demonetization, for everyone who says what has demonetization achieved, this is exactly what it has achieved, that the instances of corruption within the election process are few and far between. Had it been 2012 or 2013,
how do you know that? We went out, sent our correspondence. Very quickly we were able to find instances of corruption. How do you know that the corruption has come down? You have no basis to say that.
Rahul, I am talking on the basis of pure data. If you analyze the data of the last couple of
which data do you have which is not in the public domain which suggests that corruption has come down?
Like
there is no basis to say that.
Okay, now let me come to, no, I think, we can argue about this, we can have a separate debate, I can share the data with you,
no,
but
which
I think
data do you have? Don't make up data which doesn't exist. I know we're in a post-truth society, but don't make up. Sanju Verma, you're cornered and you're pinned down. You're making out data which doesn't exist. I'm asking you to cite that data, cite the source. You're not able to do so. Now you're saying, okay, we'll have a conversation later. We're having a conversation on live national TV. I challenge you to present data which says that demonetization has led to a reduction in the amount of corruption in elections. Where is the data?
There is no need to educate you. The power of Google will tell you.
No, what do you want me to Google? Wait, I'll go and Google it. Wait, come, let's do this, Sanju. Wait, 1 second. Let's do this. Okay, I'm happy to be enlightened by you, Sanju Verma.
It is on various websites.
Okay, which website? Sanju, I've got Google with me right now. Which website? What do you want me to Google? I'm prepared to Google. Shoot, tell me. What do you want me to Google, Sanju? What would you like me to Google? Please educate me. I want to be educated. Now she can't hear me. Suddenly the audio has gone off. Sanju, you hear me or you suddenly pretending not to hear me?
Please go and educate
please
yourself.
Tell me. Okay, tell me, what do I type in?
My audio has not gone down.
Good. I'm glad you still hear me. Sanju Verma, tell me, what would you like me to tap?
About the
what do you want me to type?
Election expenses.
Okay, election expenses I'm typing. What else?
Why are you in a hurry? Why are you in a hurry?
No, tell me what do you want me to type?
We will have another debate.
Why? I'm having this debate here. You tell me, Sanju Verma, you've said you've got data which says election corruption has come down. I'm asking you.
This debate is on your expose.
Okay, I'm asking you, Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma, 1 second. I'm asking you, Sanju, I'm asking you, what is the data that you have? Okay, 1 second. You said, Sanju Verma, don't dodge. Sanju, do not dodge. I'm asking you, what data do you have which says election corruption has come down? What data do you have, Sanju? Sanju, what data do you have?
I will not speak if you
No, why will you not speak? Because you have nothing to say, so you don't want to speak. You are live on TV. You said bring Google. I've got my smartphone with me. What do you want me to type, Sanju? I am daring you to show me any credible data which says corruption has come down. Sanju, accept my dare. Tell me what you want me to Google or say that you have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
What do you want me to type? Tell me.
Listen, Rahul, can I now respond?
Yes, you must. I'm waiting for you to respond. You seem to be doing everything except that.
Can I respond now?
What do you want me to respond? What do you want me to type?
No.
What do you want me to type? I've got my phone here. Sanju, you are in a corner. The only way to emerge from that corner with your credibility intact is by telling me what you want me to type. What do you want me to type in Google which will tell me, don't dance on the screen, Sanju. You can dance separately. Tell me what do you want me to type?
For the Kanhaiya tapes, doctored the Kanhaiya tapes.
We are not on Kanhaiya. You said election corruption has come down. You said there is data on Google. I am saying tell me what do I type? What do I type, Sanju Verma? Sanju Verma, what do I type?
Rahul Kawal, come clean on the Kanhaiya tapes. Then I will share the data with you.
You clearly have no data, so you're completely caught in a bind. This is laughable. First and foremost, we're not on the Kanhaiya tapes right now. The Kanhaiya tapes were doctored. That's proven beyond doubt. But that's not what we're on just now. Sanju Verma making up data which he has absolutely no idea about. S.Y. Qureshi, a BJP spokesperson here, making up data which doesn't exist. Go Google. I said, okay, I've opened Google. Now she has no idea what she wants me to Google. Mr. Qureshi.
Please go and do your homework.
No, I have done my homework. If you'd done some more homework before making these claims, you wouldn't have made such an absurd argument, Sanju. If you'd done some homework before making these claims, you wouldn't be looking so silly and you wouldn't have ended up in the hole that you've ended up. I want to listen to S.Y. Qureshi, please. Mr. Qureshi.
You have looked silly in the Kanhaiya.
Don't worry about me, Sanju. You have no answer to what I'm asking. Mr. Qureshi, please.
What do you want? Rahul, what do you want me to say on this? You are arguing with her. I think don't take it so far. You have made your point. I think move on to another point. Yes.
Sure, but one thing is very clearly proven. I just want to establish this, that she has absolutely no data to suggest that election corruption has come down, because it hasn't. You know, these bombastic claims, Mr. Qureshi, these sweeping generalizations, total absence of fact that election corruption has come down. There is absolutely not an iota or a shred of evidence to suggest this, Mr. Qureshi.
Well, I would say to some extent she may be right, because ever since we set up Expenditure Monitoring Division in 2010, when we got an income tax commissioner to be the Director General, we came up with new guidelines. We started seizing money. Hundreds of crores have been seized. After that, some fear of God has been put into the minds of the candidates and the parties. Their life has been made a little more difficult. So much so they went to various
Comparing
courts
from 2010,
saying that we have
she's talking about post-demonetisation. Mr. Qureshi, her point is post-demonetisation. You're talking about what's happened since 2010. Of course, since 2010 we may have been heading towards cleaner elections, relatively speaking, but her charge was about demonetisation.
Okay. On that, you know, yeah, in fact, there I'm a bit surprised by your expose, because after demonetization, I had said at least this set of 5 elections will surely be affected, because the parties will not have the time to convert so much money. But the fact that they have, which you have demonstrated, that comes to me as a bit of a surprise.
Okay, I'm going to end it over here. What's very clear from what S.Y. Qureshi is saying is that the Election Commission needs to take cognizance of this expose, needs to countermand the elections where these leaders are talking about how they've already spent this money, and no party is innocent. Remember, not the BSP, not the SP, not the BJP, no party is innocent. They can say what they want, pretend to be noble, pretend to be holier than thou. When you actually go out and investigate, you find they're all the same. We're slipping into a break.
There are parties which are unequal.
Now you're just happy now that she dug herself into a bigger hole than you.
No, I'm saying
your argument was as flawed as hers.
I know that.
I need to take a break.
But you need to also understand that this is unequal world in which you are living.
So
there are political
वो
parties.
बड़ी बेईमानी करते हैं, आप छोटी बेईमानी करते हैं. That's your charge.
बेईमानी की बात नहीं है.
Of course it's बेईमानी. 4 crore rupees instead of 28 lakhs.
How representativeness is there in the bigger parties, and how these smaller parties are going to represent
I take a break right now. When we come back, we shift our attention to what happened at Delhi University's Ramjas College, an ugly face-off between ABVP and left-leaning student unions. Welcome back. You're with us on the newsroom. Another JNU-style fracas broke out, this time at Delhi University at the Ramjas College. There was a festival being organized in which some of the students from the Jawaharlal Nehru University, Umar Khalid and Shaila Rashid, had been called. ABVP took umbrage to these students being called. There was a protest. The college then de-invited these students. Their invitations were cancelled. There was a big protest with JNU student union people coming in, the ABVP clashing, very ugly face-off. And now what's very worrying, which is why we're putting this story on the newsroom tonight, is that fake videos are doing the rounds again. Fake videos being put out saying that anti-India slogans were raised at this event. I went through those videos. I have them with me on the phone. Totally fake. Similar to what happened at JNU. Audio being taken from somewhere else, being overlapped onto video from somewhere else to make it seem as if what was initially a debate about freedom of speech and expression somehow turned into a debate about whether this was an anti-national protest or whether the people who'd come were actually traitors. Here's the story.
It's yet another campus collision in the heart of the capital. This time, it's in Delhi's North Campus, outside the gates of Ramjas College. Students and cops clashed at the doors of Ramjas College over sedition accused Umar Khalid.
What you can see is major deployment of Delhi police personnel outside the college. You see is also women police outside the college for the women students who are coming out so that peace can be prevailed and there is no more clash here. But the students have walked further and they say they will continue the protest for now.
The left and right campus groups engaged in a bitter brawl after JNU student Umar Khalid's invite to Ramjas was cancelled on Tuesday evening.
लॉ प्रवेश जैसी घटना में उमर खालिद जैसे लोग जो जेएनयू में ऐसे कारनामा करते हैं, अगर उनको वही सजा दे दी जाती तो ये ड्यू तक नहीं पहुंचती।
Umar Khalid was in the news for raising alleged anti-India slogans last year.
We are taking action as per law. The complaints we have received. The complaints we have received from both the parties. And those who say that they have been beaten up, we are sending them for medical examination.
Several media persons were caught in the crossfire of the BJP-backed ABVP and the left-wing AISA. As campus tensions rise once again, fears of a repeat of the JNU standoff linger on DU's North Campus. With Parveena Purkayastha in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Fake videos and ugly face-off on campus. Again, students from JNU being prevented from speaking. Shaila Rashid, she didn't even have any charges of being an anti-national or far from being a terrorist. She wasn't even involved in the previous instance. Why should her invitation be taken back? Joining us now on the newsroom, we've got Lenny Jadhav, she's a leader of the NSUI. Abhishek Verma is a leader of the ABVP. Prashant Mukherjee is with the SFI. I want to first go across though to my colleague Parveena Purkayastha. She was tracking the story the last 2 days. Parveena, before we get into this very ugly student politics face-off, tell our viewers what really happened. What happened at the what happened at the Ramjas College the past 2 days?
Well, it all started yesterday when there was a cultural event which was to be held in the college, which was organized by the English department, which was based on research on conflict. And Umar Khalid is doing his research on conflict on Bastar. That is why he was invited for this event. But the moment the ABVP students heard that he is the person who would be coming and speaking, they immediately organized a protest, to which immediately both the ABVP and AISA had a major protest yesterday. Immediately the college administration cancelled the invitation to bring back peace in the college, but that just didn't get over yesterday. It came today again when the AISA student came back saying how can they be threatened and cancel an invitation and bar their freedom of speech. And it went really big today. The clashes were sporadic. Every 10 minutes we saw a clash in every few meters, so much that the AISA student and the ABVP students were sitting across the street, and both were very stubborn that they would not move from the place. The police were really struggling to convince them that they will do their best. But they said each party wanted there should be a fire against each other. Each party demanded that you should kind of, detain, arrest the other party. They kept the police personnel, the male personnel trying really hard to bring situation under control. But we have seen major clash between the student and the police, so much that many people were left injured. Some police personnel, some students, and also media personnel were injured in this entire process. So much that after many futile attempts...
Abhishek Verma, how can the ABVP stop someone like a Shaila Rashid from speaking at a DU function? It makes absolutely no sense. If she wants to speak, if there are students who wish to listen to her, you can say, we will boycott. No ABVP student will attend. I understand that. How can you physically stand and say, no, we will not allow this to happen?
No, let me once make it very clear. It was not ABVP who initiated the protest. The protest was started by the ideologically neutral students of Ramjas College. Let me be very honest and frank over here to say, they were ideologically neutral students of Ramjas College along with the Students' Union of Ramjas College. And it was not Shaila Rashid Shora who was invited over there, it was Umar Khalid. Because the name of Umar Khalid was mentioned on the advertisement and on the leaflets which were being distributed in the campus. And students were really very concerned about the situation which took place on 9th of February in JNU last year. They didn't want this incident to be repeated in Ramjas College, because what happened last year that defamed the glory of JNU, that really tarnished the image of JNU. And
Prashant Mukherjee is with the SFI. He was there. You've got an ABVP leader saying we weren't even involved. It was the students of Ramjas College who didn't want Umar Khalid to come in. Is that at all the case, or do you believe the ABVP, now that it turned so ugly, is trying to wash its hands off an incident where they were squarely involved? Prashant Mukherjee.
See, Rahul, I need not say much. The pics have shown everything to the world. teachers have been brutally beaten, students have been brutally beaten, 18 students have been hospitalized, 7 journalists have been beaten. What do you think? They are just trying to wash off their hands. There was nothing as such. Umar was there to speak on Adivasis, war on Adivasis. If you want, I can share the photograph of the event. Cultures of Protest was the name title. And not only Umar, there were a range of speakers from varied disciplines. The ABVP is just trying to create ruckus. The students of this university are going to give a befitting response.
Look at what happened. Look at what happened, Abhishek Verma. The fact that you've got people being heckled, pushed around, this is not the kind of behavior that's acceptable in any educational institution at all.
Actually, even ABVP condemned this sort of incident which took place.
No,
in
it's your
Ramjas.
people who seem to be doing this. Look at those images.
Could you please
who are the people who are involved?
No, Rahul, please, could you please even identify even a single office bearer of ABVP who is doing this sort of treatment over there?
Okay,
second thing,
while there's violence, they're saying we're not responsible for the violence. We don't know who these people are.
You know, I totally disagree with whatever facts Abhishek has just told over here. If we go to see this whole ruckus was started by AVP. The vice president.
They're saying the Ramjas students did.
Yes, no. Ramjas students might be concerned. I'm sure that they would be concerned that what is going on in the college or not. The principal had given enough permissions needed to the organizers, firstly. Secondly, if the students had any problem, they have every right to protest. Thirdly, when Abhishek said ABVP was not involved, Priyanka Chowdhury, who is the vice president of the Delhi Students Union this year, she initiated the whole thing. She took all the people. And this is not the first time that ABVP is going down into campuses and vandalizing it.
But ABVP says these are not our people. Yes, there was violence. We condemn that violence. We didn't do it.
Priyanka didn't do any sort of violence.
Okay, Prashant Mukherjee.
No, she leaded the whole activity.
She's a leader.
Of course. They leaded the whole activity. I can name them. The elected Students' Union President Amit Tawar, Priyanka Chowdhury, Ankit Sangwan, Sudhir Deda, to n number of other people, including Mahameda Nagar. There are photographs where there is Pragya Malik, all aspirant candidates of the ABVP in the elections to come in the next year. Everybody was there, heckling people. There is even one photograph where a journalist is being punched by a cadre of ABVP, a girl cadre, Mahameda Nagar. If I am not wrong, just go to Facebook and check the pic. They have just vandalized the entire university.
And if I may add over here, this is not the first time that ABVP is going down to any campus and doing this.
Look.
There has
I'd like to show this.
There has
video
been. I'm finishing something over here, Abhishek. So this is not the first time that ABVP has done such kind of ruckus. They have gone to Bangalore. There have been incidences in Lucknow University. There have been n number of incidences where Satyendra Ravana, the former Joint Secretary Raju Rawat, he went down and bet up the professor in the college. There have been n number of incidences like this. No one has given right to any of the student organization to go down into the colleges and do vandalism.
You can't do this, Abhishek.
Even we do condemn this sort of incidents whenever this is happening.
Prashant Mukherjee just named a whole bunch of ABVP leaders.
What he said is
who he says are on camera beating up people.
I asked him a very straightforward question. Does he have any video which can testify that there was Mahameda Nagar, Priyanka Chowdhury, Amit Tawar or any of other students?
Throughout the day.
No, there's a difference. When police is trying to register you, they're trying to stop you. It doesn't mean that you are trying to be violent over there. It could be otherwise also. It could be the thing that the people on the other side, they were trying to become violent, and police could.
Prashant, do you buy that? He claims it's a reaction to what the others were doing.
It was a reaction by the neutral students.
A reaction is not pelting stones. A reaction is not knocking off one's head.
Beating of Professor Menon.
Beating of Professor Prashanta Chakravarti of Delhi University, Saikat. You know what happened after people were picked up from, we were detained by the police? There was a ruckus in the campus and several students on the way to the metro station were beaten. Anybody found wearing a kurta was beaten. Saikat Ghosh, an elected academic council member, a lecturer of Khalsa College, was also beaten. If I'm not wrong, you can verify any of these.
Fine. I really don't appreciate this sort of incident which took place over there. But my question is, those who were beaten, those who were beating them, those who were involved in those
then
activities.
What are you trying to defend over here?
Can you please identify even a single?
No, this has happened this evening. We will be looking at this video.
There is a fundamental
we will pull out more. Prashant Mukherjee is saying he's got images which show ABVP leaders beating up people. We will look at that. I want to get one quick word in from Shaila Rashid. Remember, it was her invitation which was cancelled. Shaila, I'm out of time, but I want to get a quick word in from you. The ABVP representative on our show says that the ABVP was not involved. It's the local students of Ramjas who did this, that they're not to blame for what happened. Shaila.
No, Rahul, that's not true. I am just going to upload videos from my broken phone. I'm trying to retrieve videos. And you can clearly see ABVP leaders like Mahamedha Nagar and like Satinder Awana. They are violently beating up students. They are abusing students. And the police just won't do anything. Throughout the day, they kept pelting stones at us, and the police is witness to this. The journalists are witness to this. Now, the important bit here is that they did not even spare the journalists. The journalists were so badly beaten up. While a journalist was trying to save me from the ABVP mob that attacked me, he was also beaten up. So everyone is witness to this, everyone knows this. Now the thing is, the point here is this institutional impunity that ABVP is getting, that is really dangerous.
Shaila, I hope that you're able to retrieve these videos. I would like to have you back on the newsroom tomorrow, because this is a story I'm not going to leave. Right now, I'm not jumping to a conclusion only because I haven't seen that video just yet.
But I have a tweet which I want to mention over here.
Just the fact that some student gets disinvited because somebody else has a problem, that is wrong. If you want that you don't listen to Shaila Rashid, don't listen to Omar Khalid, don't attend, stand outside, protest, boycott it. That's okay. But to start beating up people to prevent an event from going through, this is not the idea of India that we do not support this thing. We will be back. What happened? I promise you, our team will be looking at these videos. This is a story.
You know, Submit Patra has started the back of ABVP saying, well done ABVP.
No, this is not well done.
This is totally
because ABVP raised the voice.
No, this is not okay. The Delhi University is premier education. I'm not going to let the story go. I'm out of time tonight. I'm not going to let the story go. I'm just not jumping to a conclusion. I saw that video. It's a fake video. There's a bunch of students. An audio has been taken from somewhere else and laid over this. This is classically what happened at JNU. A lot of subterfuge being seen. We will track this story very, very closely all through the day tomorrow. This is where I wrap up the newsroom tonight. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning onwards, our continuous coverage of the BMC elections. Stay with us as we bring you live updates from the Brihan Mumbai elections, elections in Thane, in Nagpur, Pune and Nashik. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. onwards. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back to the story tomorrow. Thank you.